This is Gemara Baba Basra Daf Kuf Yod Gimel. We're holding on Kuf Yod Gimel Amud Aleph. About 8 lines down, the first one line is Acher. And all the learning should bring an incredible Schos Refuah Shalema for Tinoik ben Miriam Ahuva B'Siyata D'Shemaya. The Koyach HaTorah, which knows no bounds, should bring an incredible and complete Refuah Shalema B'Karev. We're holding on Kuf Yod Gimel Amud Aleph. 8 lines down, the first one line is Acher. We're in the middle of figuring out that all the psukim that we quoted yesterday, that when a woman marries, does the nachla potentially transfer through the husband, that the husband inherits his wife, or does it transfer through the son, that the son can inherit? And either way, there would be this problem of the nachla leaving the shevet of land, transferring from shevet to shevet. Says the Gemara, Dekuli alma mias. From all the psukim it comes out, mimata lamata acher, the pasuk of mimata lamata acher, from one shevet to the next. B'sibas habal hakasa medaber. The pasuk is referring to going through the husband. My mashma, how do you know that? Both braises, we quoted two braises to finish off the previous year. One saying b'sibas haben, one saying b'sibas habal. One saying it goes through the husband, one saying it goes through the child. But both of the braises agreed that mimata lamata acher is referring to the go to the husband. Asks the Gemara, where do we see that in the Torah? Simin, and again, something out that word, but again, maybe it's just a little bit of a reminder to us the importance of simanim, which Baruch Hashem we began with the Zichur system, and we hope to continue. Feedback, comments, criticisms, always welcome. Amar Rabbi Rav Shila Markra, Ish Tarvayu, Ish Ksiv Buhu. Says, Amar Rav Shila, Ish. I read that wrong. It's because the pasuk says Ish, and who is always referred to as the Ish? Their husband. Asks the Gemara, wait, Tarvayu Ish Ksiv Buhu. But both sukkim say the word Ish. So how can you tell me that one is conclusively referring to the husband more than the other? Elam Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Amar Kra Yidbiku. Says Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, you know why? Because the pasuk says Yidbiku, and this refers to the husband. Ask the Gemara. Tavai Yidbiku Ksebu. They both say Yidbiku, and again we point out that anytime we have these Gemaras, it's always difficult because everyone wonders, come on, what was the Havamina? What was the Maskana? But okay, let's leave that for now. But let's actually, before we go further, it should have done this to start. Let's just zoom in for a second. If you have looking in the screen, you can look at the screen. If you're in your Gemara, just look at the psukim on the side. We can just see both psukim. Number 2 over here is the first pasuk. So nachla b'nei Yisrael mimata el mata ki ish. And the other pasuk, which is pasuk tes in Barak Lamavav, those are nachla mata lamata acher ki ish v'nachla sa yidviku matzah b'nei Yisrael. So we have two different psukim. Both say ish, both say yidviku. And the Gemara is trying to figure out why was it more clear to the Gemara that one means the husband more than the other. We move back into the Gemara. Ella Amar Rava, comes along Rava. A third teretz, as we're trying to figure out where we know that one is referring more to the, just trying to get the page straight. One is referring more to the husband than the other. Ella marava amar kra yidviku matais. You have the word yidviku and you have the word matais, which this, if you're looking at your psukim, only refers in one of the psukim. And for the fact it's Yidbiku and Matais, that shows us that's the Mata, the Shevet, that came through the Yidbiku, through the marriage. And that answer stands. Rav Ashi Amar Amar Kami Mata Lamata Acher. Says Rav Ashi, from one Shevet to another Shevet, Uben Lav Acherhu. And the Ben is not an Acher, it's not another one. A Ben is a part of one son, the husband is another. So two Mekaira is how we knew that the Sibas Abal, that the Nachla could be transferred through the husband, that the husband would be inheriting his wife. Now that we finally have such a Mekairais, Semak in the middle of the Amud, Amar Avuna, Amar Avyana, Yechel Amar Avyana, Amar Avyana, Amar Rebbe, Umatba Meshved Rav Yeshua ben Karcha, Minayin Lebal Sheina Yinoite Beroi Kibimosik. Now that we know that the husband is indeed inheriting his wife, As we just proved, this seems medaber. Asks the Gemara the extent of this nachla. Asks the Gemara, how do we know that the Baal she'ino yinoitel baroi kubim mochsik, that the husband does not take from roi what's going to come, that the wife doesn't actually have, but that is coming to her? She does not take from that kibim mochsik that she already has. Shenemar v'sigav hoyled es yair v'hilol esem shal sha'arim be'eretz hagilot. Minayon the yair shayla sigav elam alamed shenasa sigav isha umeisa b'chayim marisha umeisu marisha v'yashu yair. So we see that he married a woman and she died, and he inherited her properties, and therefore umeisu marisha, and those who would inherit her died. And those who she gets from them died. V'yashu yair v'aymer, and the psukim continue. V'lazv and Aaron meis v'yikbru. So from all these psukim, now we just have to tie the loose ends. And then a second pasuk. So the exact same sequence that we had in the previous Amud, the same Hava Amina, but says the Gemara that what do we see? We see that only that which the woman had at the time of the Misa, that Sigov did not inherit that which came later on, only that which she already had. And then similarly, Elazar ben Aaron Misa Yikbru, that Pinchas got something that was not his father Elazar. Why? Because it came through his wife. And again, he only got what she had at the time of the Misa, not which came to her later. And now the Gemara wanted to know, why do we need extra psukim? Explains the Gemara, because maybe Yair u'de Yasav Itza u'meisa v'yarta ta'amalayim v'lazim and me'aron meis. So says the Gemara, these are our mekairais. Number one, that the husband inherits the wife. And number two, he only inherits that which is a muchzak, and not that which is roi, not that which she's going to get after she dies. And we continue on the last line, Ubnei Achais, the last line of Kuf Gimel Amud Aleph, and we quote the Mishnah. We go to the Mishnah, we remind yourself, Yesh Noichalin, there are those who inherit, Umanchilin, and they bequeath, and then there were Yesh Noichlin, V'loi Manchilin, those that inherit and do not bequeath. And we had the reverse, Yesh Manchilin V'loi Noichalin, which again, that was the woman. That was our Zichru Kof Ches pickpocket Kach, that sad woman who's trying to pickpocket because she's always giving away and she doesn't get of her own. But now we go into Bnei Achais, the sons of a sister that they get, but they do not bequeath. Tana Bnei Achais loy benois Achais. Says the Braisa, the sons of a sister, but not the daughters of a sister. And with that, we move over to Kuf Gimel Amud Aleph, and says the Gemara, Lamai Hilchasa, to what relevance are the daughters of the sister excluded? Amrav Shishis Likadem. The relevance is that they do not take precedence over others. Says the Gemara that the sons of the sisters comes before the daughters of the sister. Tana Rabbi Yishmael bar Rabbi Yitzchak Hamid Rav Huna v'yaresh makish Yerusha Shniya l'Yerusha Rishayna. Ma Yerusha Rishayna ben Kodim Lebas. Av Yerusha Shniya ben Kodim Lebas. Another raya is showing us the same din, that the Yerusha Shniya, which is any other relatives, Yerusha Rishayna, of course, is the direct son and daughter. Yerusha Shniya is any other relatives, like we're talking about over here. The sons of the sister comes before the daughters of the sister. Tani Rabbi Chanina Kamed Rav Nachman. 6 lines down, says Rabbi Chanina in front of Rav Nachman, quoting a pasuk, a new din, says the Gemara, the Nachla falls, Nachla is transferred when? Only Bayoim and not Balayla. Amar le Abaye, says Abaye, Lameata, the Shachavim Amuhu, the Yarti Labanel. Says Abaye, what do you mean? So if someone dies by day, the property is transferred. Someone dies by night, it's not. But Dilma din nachlos kamer. Maybe you're talking about the din nachlos is only by day. Titani learned to the Brayse Vaisa b'nei Yisrael chukas mishpat. Ayra kol mishpat kula liyos din. Says that the Gemara, that everything of inheritance is called to be din. Rav Yehuda, Rav Yehuda, din. 3 people that come to visit the chayla, they could do the din themselves. Shnayim, if 2 visit, kaisin ve'inois din. The din is only done by day, because only by day you have the power to be a judge. Avol balayla, I don't have the paper in front of us. Let's just go a job further. Avol balayla, afilu shleisha kaisin ve'inois din. My time, avolu edivin ed nasadayin. So what do we see? Now, what does it mean that there's no nachla balayla? It means that if the visitors of the person dying are acting as the dayanim, they can't do it at night. Why? Because ein nase dayin at night. We'll pick it up from here on the Daf Kuf Yudel as we go deeper into when this is relevant. B'siyata dishmaya.